Hey, Rob, thank you so much for chatting with me on the Geekcentric podcast. How are you doing today?
All right, thanks.
I'm a big fan of Peter's. I'm a big fan of yours. Let's
Thanks.
start there. The iconic Peter, after all these years, what's it like coming back to him? And why isn't this movie called Peter, Deadpool, and Wolverine?
Well, that's a great question. My understanding is it didn't fit on the side of a bus, so they had to have a shorter title because they really wanted it to pop. But they did try to call it that, and I think a few people at Marvel were in fact fired when the title was shortened, or they quit. That's what it was. People quit, which I understand. But no, it was so great to play Peter again because, Peter, he's not in any of the comic books. He wasn't in any other movies leading up to it. They weren't like, oh, we got to find a place to shoehorn in old Peter. So the fact that we made Peter up and that people liked him is super gratifying and frankly unbelievable. I still am in shock.
Yeah, it's got to be such an incredible experience. Rob, for these next questions, let's get a little silly. You down to get silly?
I am.
I'm not sure if you know this, Rob, but outside of Marvel movies,
Yeah.
popcorn buckets are really helping to save the movie theater industry.
Yeah.
But forget the Deadpool popcorn bucket, forget the
Okay.
Wolverine popcorn bucket.
Yeah.
What's the Peter popcorn bucket look like?
Oh, that's a great question. And I'm going to have a different answer once the film comes out and everybody sees it and stuff. But I don't know. It might be fun, like, if you reached into Peter's mouth and he went like, thanks. That would be nice because he's so pleasant and accommodating, and that would be upsetting. You wouldn't want to eat your popcorn if a man was like, yeah, So I think a Peter popcorn bucket that enjoys being entered and explored. I think that would really upset people. So that's a good idea.
It's also really fun to say, Peter popcorn bucket.
It is, yeah. You saw
Yeah.
how easily I said it. I didn't stutter or slip.
Now, with the MCU having established the multiverse, there's always a chance that in this world we could meet a variant of Rob Delaney. What do you think multiversal Rob Delaney is up to right now? And is it possible that he's as cool as you?
Oh, that's kind of you. So yes, of course it is. Could possible that he'd be as cooler than me. And what would he be doing? God, I don't know. Maybe I love what I do for a living and I feel grateful that I get to do it, but I kind of would like to be like a paramedic or a fireman. So hopefully I could do that for a little while, or like work on a fishing boat, one of those ones where you just don't see people other than your weird crew for like a month. One of those, I hope.
Perfect. Just you and the fish.
Yeah.
Okay, and I guess lastly here, Shawn's Canadian, Ryan's Canadian, Hugh plays a Canadian, and as a
Yeah.
Canadian myself, we're known for saying sorry too much. We're known for maybe being a little too nice at times. In all their perfection,
Yeah.
what's the dirt? Do you have anything you can share? Do they chew with their mouths open? Like, what can you give us?
Man, I don't want to be lame and be like, actually, they're just great guys. But they kind of are. What would I say? I don't know. Like they're too good at too many things. They're all multi-hyphenates. So just relax. Just relax. Come on. Leave some for the rest of us, you friggin' hyphen heads. Too many hyphens. That's what I'd say.
Okay, dope. Okay. One more bonus question here. Keeping with the marketing for the Peter MCU spin-off film. I don't know if you saw, but Heinz recently put out their Deadpool and Wolverine ketchup and mustard.
Yeah.
And so Deadpool
Well,
is
and
ketchup.
they're doing Peter mayonnaise.
That's what I was gonna
It's
ask.
illegal in Canada, so you wouldn't have seen it. But it's taking America by storm, by mayonnaise storm.
They're doing Peter mayonnaise. Okay, well, I know what I'm putting on my hot dog when I go up for my
An old woman slipped in it and broke her skull, though. So Canada said, "We don't want get that out of here." Whereas in America, that was a selling point.
I'll have to get it imported. Well, Rob, thank you so much for answering my silly questions. Having seen 40 minutes of the film so far, I can say I've really enjoyed all that I've seen of Peter, and I do mean all.
Thank you for alluding to my nudity in the film. which I don't know why. I think for theater capacity stuff, for safety, they're not leaning into that in the marketing, because I know that it might create, they'd have to do extra staffing, and you don't want there to be a stampede. So they're parceling that out, the fact that I do nudity in the new rated R Deadpool and Wolverine. Thank you.
Excellent. And it's probably great for the mayonnaise campaign. But thank you so much. Cheers, Sugar Bear.
Thank you.